Okay, so this is super casual and off the cuff. I don't know if you're aware, if you watch the YouTube channel, but this show, the whole Cinemaniacs thing started as a public access TV show. That was originally two guys on a public access TV show in Keene, New Hampshire, and I occasionally would sub when one of the guys couldn't do it, and then one of the guys didn't want to do it anymore, so I replaced him, so it was me and another guy doing it, and eventually it was just me doing it, and now I'm not associated with that TV's channel anymore, so I just do it on YouTube here. So one of the things I started doing in the public access version of the show, I record intros and outros for those shows. I try to put something a little unique in there that isn't just what they can see on YouTube, which are most of these reviews. I happen to have piles of physical media around me that you can't quite see that I have been moved in and out of storage and are about to go onto shelves, but I haven't looked at them in a long time. So I'm just doing random pulls out of these boxes and just giving my thoughts on these discs that I own, most of which are films that I've watched and have been on my keeper shelf that I call it, but some of which are discs that I've picked up here, there, and everywhere and I haven't watched yet. So yeah, I'm just going to do 4 pulls, and if you like this, let me know and I'll keep doing it. I'll record a couple of these, and if you like it, I'll keep doing it. And just as random thoughts on various discs that I have in my possession. So first up is, and I'm not looking. These are kind of generally in alphabetical order, so this is going to be like A and B stuff here. Andrew Dice Clay in The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. Controversial comic in his day, filthy. I'd never heard the F word as much as I did when I started seeing him on the Rodney Dangerfield Young Comedian special on HBO, and I'd never heard anybody talk about that kind of stuff, and that was that filthy. He was a shock comic for his day, and he was so popular that he was sold out, Madison Square Garden. He was so popular, he got a movie directed by Renny Harlin, and it was The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. I saw it at the time, and I thought it was pretty funny. It didn't do anything in theaters. It tanked hard, and I want to say it was based on a series of books. I thought the idea was that if it did well, there might be a series of these films. Renny Harlin was riding high at the time, had done I think he had done Die Hard 2 at this point, and maybe some other big action films, and I thought it was funny, and I thought the action was good in that late 80s bloated, overdone action kind of way. And Ford Fairlane, the titular Ford Fairlane portrayed by Andrew Dice Clay, is the rock and roll private eye. He's this guy who lives in Hollywood and he investigates, showbiz crimes and stuff like that. So it's like a modern updating of the old kind of noir films, the old Philip Marlowe kind of stuff, but with a guy who swears a lot and makes crude sexual references and will step on stage and perform a rock and roll song. Film loaded with cameos by other actors and rock and roll people. Vince Neil is in it, and I believe he plays the rock star who gets killed that sets in motion the whole plot of the film. You've got Gilbert Gottfried in the film. You've got Robert Englund is in the film, all kinds of stuff like that. I remember it being funny, and when this disc came out, it was inexpensive enough. I probably bought this from Reel.com or something like that. It was good and inexpensive, and I watched it with friends, and I thought it was still funny. So I don't think I've watched this since I got the disc, but I liked it a lot. And I remember listening to the commentary on this, and Renny Harlin is in it. He seems like a super cool guy. And he says at some point, if anybody has any questions, just email me. And I had a question, and I emailed him. There's a sequence in the film where some women have just left Ford Fairlane's house after an evening of enjoyment with him, and he has a pet koala for some reason, and the koala is sitting on a couch with its back is up on the back of the couch and its feet are out straight, and Ford Fairlane makes some comment about having an erection, and then the koala looks down. Now, at the time I was watching this, this is standard def. At the time I was watching this, I couldn't tell if what was in front of that koala was one of its koala feet and toes, or whether the koala was excited as well. So with that stupid question, I emailed Renny Harlin and said, does the koala in Ford Fairlane in that scene have a boner, or is it his foot? And Renny Harlin replied to me. So I will always have a soft spot in my heart for Renny Harlin because he actually replied to that stupid question. And he said, haha, that's a great idea. It's his foot. He was editing Exorcist 4 at the time and said it was going to be great. So Ford Fairlane, as of the last time, I get really choked up when I talk about the cinematic career of Andrew Dice Clay. As of the last time I watched it, I enjoyed it. So we're going to do 4. So I'm pulling out another disc, and this is Around the World in 80 Days, featuring Steve Coogan, Jackie Chan, and a lot of other people. I'm a huge Jackie Chan fan. I don't love his cinematic output for the last couple decades because he got older. He can't do what he used to do. He relies, and I love the guy, but he relies on special effects and doubles. And I would prefer that he just goes into dramatic stuff or comedy or just upper body stuff that he can still do, because trying to using all these other cheats to look like he can still do what he used to be able to do for real is not great. But I remember watching this solely because Jackie Chan was in it, and I thought it was really funny. It was really funny. It was fun. The action in it was good. I love Steve Coogan. He was more unknown when this came out in this country than he is now. But I remember thinking this was a lot of fun. So this is, and it's loaded with extras. I mean, this is probably on Blu-ray at this point. But again, chances are if it's in this box, I'm going to say I liked it. But I'll tell you a little anecdote. So that's two more. What do we got? We have, Jim Wynorski's Attack of the 50-Foot Cam Girl. Now, if you look on this YouTube channel, you will find my full review of this film. I thought this was fun. Jim Wynorski is a very salacious guy who's much like Russ Meyer, appreciates the upper frontals, and he makes goofy movies. And I remember thinking this was just fun, saucy, goofy fun that was amusing to me. So that is available on Blu-ray. I won't get into this one because you can watch me talk about it for 15 minutes. And then one more. Is it something I've seen? Actually, it's a movie I've never seen. This is an ex-rental disc that somebody gave me, or I got from somewhere. Sweeney Todd. This is Tim Burton's with Johnny Depp as the demon barber of Fleet Street, that was made into a film by Todd Slaughter back in the 30s, 40s, British film long ago, and was Sondheim or Andrew Lloyd Webber. It was a big musical, which I think this one is big. I don't know. I've never watched this. This is just what we in the trade refer to as on the pile. So I'll give you one more of something I actually have seen. Let's see. Hopefully I actually have seen. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, starring the Bee Gees and Peter Frampton. If you're a Beatle fan, you may find this to be a tragedy. I rented this on tape from Video Galaxy in Claremont, New Hampshire. When I first saw this as a huge Beatle fan, I had picked up the soundtrack, which is really a gorgeous package. It's all Beatle covers by all kinds of 70s icons. You've got Earth, Wind and Fire, and you've got Aerosmith, and you've got Alice Cooper, and Stargard is on it. And I enjoyed this movie. It's mega cheese. It is mega cheese. It's really kind of objectively a bad movie, but it is so 70s. It is so 70s. It is so 1978 that I can't help but really, really enjoy it. So this is the DVD. I know there is a Blu-ray version of this. I don't remember where I got this DVD. I think somebody gave it to me, or I found it for free somewhere. But I will upgrade this to Blu-ray, especially if it has extras, because I like it. I even have some of the bubblegum cards for this that I bought as a kid. So that's all for this time. If you enjoy this, let me know. Leave a comment below. If you've seen any of these and what your thoughts are, let's get interactive with this whole thing. This is not going on the public access. This is a YouTube exclusive. So I'm gonna record another one of these. So the next one you see, I'm gonna look just like this, because it will be recorded 2 minutes after I stop talking right now. And if you want more, let me know, and I'll keep doing them, because I got boxes of this stuff.